Welcome to the night section.
Did you know that Drake did something no rapper has ever done in hip-hop history? On November 25th, 2024, he sued his own record label. And now it wasn't over the usual money or contract disputes, but he sued them for promoting Kendrick Lamar's diss track against him. Now the entire music industry held its breath because if Drake won that case, rap battles as we know them could have been over forever. Now this is not just any diss record. This diss record allegedly destroyed Drake's reputation. The diss track that called him, well, we'll get to that. But here's what's wild. These two used to be friends. Now they've been in a decade-long war. This is Drake versus Kendrick Lamar. This is the story of the greatest rap beef of our generation. And trust me, you haven't heard it like this before. Now let's go back to when this was, I guess you could say, a love story. It was October 2011, Toronto, Canada. 25-year-old Drake was on fire. His album Take Care was about to drop and he was the hottest name in hip-hop. The guy that everybody wanted to work with. But Drake did something that night that would change his life forever. He brought out a relatively unknown rapper from Compton to open up for him on his Club Paradise tour. And Kendrick, well, he was grateful. Some might even say starstruck. Kendrick Lamar, I mean, he was still grinding. He had buzz in LA, but the world didn't know him yet. He'd done one mixtape, one indie album. He was hungry for success. In a 2011 interview with XXL magazine, Kendrick talks about meeting Drake for the first time. Drake took Kendrick to fancy spots in Toronto, showed him the celebrity lifestyle, drove him around in his Mercedes. And for a kid from Section 8 housing in Compton, that was the ultimate matrix. Now Drake puts Kendrick on Take Care, the Buried Alive interlude, and in those 3 minutes, Kendrick warned Drake about something. He was talking about Drake showing him the riches, the temptation, the women, how this celebrity life changes you. Kendrick was worried that this life might change him, corrupt him, make him become something he didn't want to be. Drake told him, quote, "You have to accept this lifestyle. It's up to you how far you're going to go with it." And at the end of that verse, Kendrick says something haunting, a twist buried in those lyrics, quote, "Then I died." At the time, nobody knew what that meant. But 13 years later, Drake would find out. Year 2012, the tour. Drake brought Kendrick and A$AP Rocky with him. The label wanted other names, but Drake fought for those two. In October 22nd, 2012, Kendrick Lamar released Good Kid, Mad City. It sold 242,000 copies in its first week. Drake congratulated him publicly, and he was featured on the album in Poetic Justice. He also helped promote it on Instagram. Now on the surface, the smiles were real, but beneath them, something was shifting. Critics call Kendrick's album a masterpiece, a modern classic. And just like that, Kendrick wasn't Drake's opening act anymore. He was his competition. Because in hip-hop, there's only room at the top for one king. And Kendrick, he was coming for that crown. By 2013, Kendrick started winning awards. MTV Hottest MC, BET Best Male Hip Hop Artist, and it was all over Drake. Then Kendrick changed everything. On August 14th, 2013, Big Sean dropped a song, and you guys might know the song, called Control. It was supposed to be his moment, his track, but Kendrick Lamar was featured on it. And of course, when Kendrick's verse came on, the entire rap game stopped to listen. Kendrick called out every top rapper by name. Drake, J. Cole, Big Sean, Meek Mill, A$AP Rocky, you name it. And he made one thing crystal clear. He was coming for the #1 spot and didn't care who was in his way. And the hip-hop world went insane. I mean, everybody was talking about it. Everyone loved it. Most rappers loved it. Jay-Z loved it. J. Cole called it healthy competition. Big Sean said it was what hip-hop needed. It's the competition of hip-hop at its finest. However, that was except for one person, Drake. Now Drake felt betrayed. He went on Elliot Wilson's show and said that he basically brought out Kendrick on tour, put him on his album, showed him the ropes, and this is how Kendrick's repaying him. So he said it. He might have not said it directly, but he said it in his music. Because 2 months later, Drake dropped his album, Nothing Was the Same. And buried in the tracks were shots clearly aimed at Kendrick Lamar. He was questioning Kendrick's staying power. Shots were fired without saying his name. And when asked if he's dissing Kendrick, Drake played it cool, quote, "Jordan doesn't have to play pickup to prove he could play ball." Translation, I'm too big to respond to you directly. But Kendrick, he heard every word. Then at the 2013 BET Hip Hop Awards, Kendrick fired back. He basically called Drake sensitive, soft, while referencing Drake's album titled Nothing Was the Same. It looks like the Cold War had officially begun. For the next decade, the war stayed underground as Drake and Kendrick played a game of chess. not with chess pieces, but with lyrics. Every album, every feature, there was always a shot fired. But here's what made it fascinating. They were winning in completely different ways. Drake, commercial domination, most streamed artist on Spotify, billions of streams, sold out tours, endorsement deals. Kendrick, critical acclaim, 17 Grammy wins, Pulitzer Prize, called the greatest rapper alive by critics. And at the 2018 Grammys, Kendrick swept every category that Drake was nominated for, including Best Rap Album, Best Rap Song, and Best Rap Performance. Drake was watching from home. And then something happened that changed everything. Metro Boomin and Future dropped their album, We Don't Trust You, and track 7, like that, featured Kendrick Lamar. And on the song, Kendrick said a few words that blew the entire situation wide open. F the big three, it's just big me. The big three, that's what they called them. Drake, Kendrick, and J. Cole. Almost like the Holy Trinity. And now what Kendrick was referencing was what J. Cole had said on Drake's song months ago. Quote, is it Aubrey, K-Dot, or me? We the big three. And Kendrick just said, nah. He addressed Drake and J. Cole directly. It's just me, and that's it. The line was crossed, no going back. Now fast forward to April 13th, 2024. Drake finally responds. A song called Push-Ups leaked online, and Drake wasn't being subtle anymore. He went all in. He made fun of Kendrick's height, 5'6", called him a pipsqueak, said his last album flopped, said Kendrick had to give his label 50% of everything. And then Drake said something that set the entire West Coast on fire. He was saying, I get more love in your city than you do. The internet exploded, but Drake didn't stop there. Days later, he dropped Tailor-Made Freestyle, and this is where it gets a little bit crazy. Drake used AI voices of Tupac Shakur and Snoop Dogg. And if you guys don't know, these are Kendrick's heroes and West Coast legends. This was basically to taunt Kendrick Lamar into responding. Now, hip-hop had never seen anything like this. It was disrespectful, it was calculated, it was genius, but unfortunately also illegal. Tupac's estate hit Drake with a cease and desist. The song got taken down, but the damage was already done. The pressure was on Kendrick to now respond. 3 weeks go by, people were asking, where's Kendrick? Had Drake won already? Then Kendrick, of course, responds with the song Euphoria. This was 6 minutes and 23 seconds of pure destruction. No hook, just bars. He dissected Drake's entire existence. He said Drake used black features to seem more cultural, that Drake was fake deep, fake tough, fake everything. And then Kendrick ended it with this: don't tell no lies about me, and I won't tell truths about you. But wait, what truths? The hip-hop world was stunned. This wasn't about a competition anymore. This was clear hatred. Drake dropped his masterpiece, Family Matters, 7 minutes long, 3 beat switches, a full music video, and Drake went for the jugular. He accused Kendrick of domestic violence, beating his fiancée Whitney. In the video, Drake literally destroys a replica of the van from Kendrick's Good Kid, Mad City album cover. It was symbolic, it was ruthless. Drake fans declared victory. Hip-hop media called it the nail in the coffin. But at 8:45, just 20 minutes after Drake's video dropped, Kendrick Lamar uploaded a song. The cover art was haunting. It was Drake's personal items, Drake's prescription medication, receipts, an OVO glove, items that were allegedly stolen from Drake's luggage at a hotel. And somehow Kendrick got them. But that was just the cover. The title of the song, Meet the Grams. By the way, if you don't know, Drake's last name is Graham, Abby Graham, obviously you know, but just in case you don't. What Kendrick does on this song, I don't think hip-hop has ever seen before. It was a letter, actually 4 letters. First to Drake's son Adonis. He tells Adonis to not be like his father. Don't cut corners, don't get surgery like your dad's fake abs. Then he addresses Drake's parents, both Sandra and Dennis Graham. He blamed them, said that Drake lied about his upbringing to seem more quote-unquote hood than he was. And then the 3rd letter, Kendrick dropped an absolute bomb. Now Kendrick claimed that Drake had an 11-year-old daughter. He said that Drake couldn't commit to anything but music, so he for sure was a deadbeat, rather a narcissist. But Kendrick doesn't stop there. Now, Kendrick made serious allegations about Drake and minors. He told LeBron James and Steph Curry to keep the family away. He compared Drake to Harvey Weinstein. And then the song ends with Kendrick calling Drake a liar, amongst other things, over and over. Now, when Meet the Grams finished uploading, hip-hop wasn't the same anymore. This wasn't entertainment, rather a nuclear bomb. The following day, May 4th of 2024, to be exact, Kendrick decided that Drake hadn't had enough, so he dropped the automatic classic, Not Like Us. And this one, well, this one became an instant hit. It was catchy, it was danceable, and it was calling Drake a PDF file. Within hours, the entire West Coast rallied behind it. Compton, LA, Oakland, San Fran. Now people were dancing to the song, calling Drake a predator. The song hit the #1 on Billboard. It became the fastest diss track to reach 100 million streams. Then Drake went silent for about 24 hours. Then Drake responds with The Heart Part 6. And immediately people noticed something. The heart was a part of Kendrick's series, and Drake just stole his naming convention. Now he denied, in that song, he denied all those allegations, and then claimed he fed Kendrick fake information. He said the hidden daughter was fake, the prescription bottles were planted, and essentially that Kendrick got played. Now some believe Drake. The problem though was public perception. Even if Drake set up the daughter thing, how about the other allegations? Then within 48 hours, the consensus was clear. Kendrick won. Fast forward to Juneteenth. Kendrick Lamar held the pop-out concert in LA. The entire West Coast shows up. Dr. Dre, Tyler the Creator, YG, Schoolboy Q, J-Rock, Steve Lacy, even DeMar DeRozan, Drake's former friend. And Kendrick performed Not Like Us 5 times in a row. Each time louder, each time with more energy. 60,000 people in the arena calling Drake a PDF file in unison. And at the end of that night, Kendrick brings out his fiancée Whitney, his kids, and also Dave Free. The people Drake said he had a problem with, they were right there, united, happy. It wasn't just a concert, it was a message. And on July 4th, Kendrick finally dropped the Not Like Us music video. The symbolism was everywhere. He buried Drake in every frame. To everyone, Kendrick had won the biggest rap beef of the 21st century. The internet had officially crowned Kendrick Lamar as the greatest of all time, and Not Like Us, the song of the summer. But then, weeks later, Drake did something unprecedented in hip-hop history. He sued Universal Music Group, his own label, the label that also distributes Kendrick Lamar's music. Now the claims: number 1, UMG used bots and fake accounts to inflate Not Like Us streaming numbers. Number 2, they paid Spotify to promote the song unfairly. Number 3, they hired influencers without disclosing it was paid promotion. And number 4, the song defamed Drake, damaged his reputation, and ruined his career. Now Drake was suing because a diss track was too successful. Now the hip-hop world of course lost its mind. 50 Cent posted memes. Rick Ross called him the quote-unquote softest rapper alive. Now Drake's petition went before federal judge Mary K. Vargas in New York. She had to answer, did Not Like Us cross the line from rap battle into defamation? UMG fired back. Their CEO, Lucien Grange, personally wrote a letter to the judge. The case built quietly for months. Now while the industry watched nervously, if Drake won, it would change hip-hop forever. The culture of rap battles could die, and every diss track could become an actual legal risk. On October 9th, 2025, Judge Vargas made her ruling. The case was dismissed because the lyrics were quote-unquote non-actionable opinions in a rap battle context. The judge ruled that Not Like Us, and by extension diss tracks, are protective creative expression. She basically said, you lost a rap battle, deal with it. Now the entire music industry celebrated. Labels, artists, producers, everybody. Because if Drake won, it could have changed everything. Artists could sue over diss tracks, labels could even censor songs. The whole culture of rap battles, done. But Drake, he's filed an appeal. He's not done. New judges, but still the same war. Now legal experts say Drake's chances of winning are slim to none. But here's what's fascinating. Even if Drake loses again, he's already changed the narrative, because now every time a rapper drops a diss track, there's a question, could I get sued for this? And that fear and that hesitation, that's Drake's real victory, not in court, but in culture. He's made rap battles a risk. Now for Kendrick, in his mind, he's not worried about the lawsuit or Drake. I mean, he won. So where does this leave us? I mean, Drake wanted commercial dominance, Kendrick Lamar wanted artistic respect, but where does this leave the culture of rap battling? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Night section.